Before the video starts, make sure you follow our socials in the description and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Welcome back to this offbeat review, where today I'm talking about the K's latest tour show in Leeds at the O2 Academy. So the K's had the Sheratons and the Cause supporting, and it was my second ever gig in Leeds, and honestly it was great. I really enjoyed the night overall, even if all I could hear all night was just Yorkshire, Yorkshire, Yorkshire. All jokes aside, Yorkshire is obviously a great county to watch live music in. The location of this one in Leeds is absolutely perfect. It's slap bang right in the middle of the city, which means that before the gig you can go get some food, maybe go for a few drinks somewhere, and then as soon as you finish your gig, you're right in the centre of the city with great transport links as well. The sound was class, always is in the O2 Academies to be fair. But what really surprised me about this venue was the production values. Like, I've seen the K's a couple times before now. This is my third different city that I've actually seen them in, and the production value was stepped up massively. From the stage to the lighting, it was obvious that the K's had put quite a bit of budget into the production, and it definitely showed. I thought the gigs were a big step up from when I've seen the K's in the past. Gotta say though, having toilets downstairs is a little bit odd. I bet a lot of people falling down them stairs in the past. So I'm going to talk about the two support and starting off with the Sheratons, who are a local band from Leeds. Honestly, I'd barely heard of them before now. I've seen that they are a This Feeling band, and I've seen a couple of their clips on social media, but I hadn't really listened to them previously on Spotify or seen any live sets. Now, the thing that really stuck out to me for the Sheratons was the energy they had on stage. They were going for it from moment one. I'm not too sure if this is the biggest venue I've ever played, but I'm sure it's probably up there. And they really made the most of it. There was a good few hundred people in there from the start, and obviously that did grow throughout the set. And they really bought into the crowd interaction, really getting the crowd on their side with the chants of Yorkshire, just like every band did that night. A couple points that I wanted to make. First off was the lead singer actually played lead guitar for quite a few of the songs. You can tell he's a very talented musician. Also, the drummer at the back was going mad. It was like watching Animal from Sesame Street. Why am I doing a Sesame Street reference? I'm 25 years old. But all jokes aside, he was giving it beans throughout the entire set. It was like he was in his own little world at some points. Now, the main support of the night were The Cause, who are an up-and-coming indie band from Birmingham who are making big waves in the indie music scene. They've supported some huge artists and are definitely going to have a big summer lined up, and they put on a show as main support. The thing that stuck out the most for me about The Cause was the interaction between the whole band. Continuously throughout the set, you could see the band interacting with each other, moving around all across the stage. You could tell they were there to have a good time, which is always great for the crowd to see. Now, the lead singer, Pierce, was fantastic. He had that arrogance that I love to see in a band. Now, with arrogance, just to explain myself, I'm not saying that he is arrogant to people. It's the way that he commands the stage. It was like he came out with the intention of, I'm going to win you over, and he certainly won people over who didn't know who they were before the night. Also, the transitions throughout the set were very smooth from song to song. Really just meant the set flowed really well. Also, why a bass guitarist so cool? The Cause bass guitarist was just strutting around the stage, and both me and my girlfriend just mentioned how cool he looked. Now, before I get into the case, I'm going to show you the videos that I took throughout the night so you can get a bit of experience of what it was like. The K's are just fantastic, aren't they? If you haven't seen them yet, you definitely need to go and see them in one of their tour shows. They put on a big show. This is the third time that I have seen them, and dare I say, probably the best that I've seen them overall. I think the production really helped out. I spoke to their producer prior to the gig as well, and he did tell me they've really stepped it up, and it definitely showed. To think that Jamie had a throat infection and still put on the show that he put on is quite insane to think about. He did make a little joke about how he'd done 111 days sober, and it drove him drinking. I think that was just trying to numb the pain of his voice. But 2 tour shows in 2 nights, and he's got a throat infection. Fair play to the lad. I told my girlfriend before the show that he had a throat infection, and she turned to me midway through the set and said, "Has he actually got one?" I think that shows how great he was. Also, Ryan's solos are just never one to miss. There's so many guitar solos throughout the set with the K's, and Ryan just nails every single one of them. The crowd were amazing. Like, I was quite far back, as you can see on the videos, but after seeing some of the videos on Twitter post-gig, Jesus Christ, they were going crazy at the front. Like, it was pretty lively where I was, right at the back, and that's usually non-existent in other gigs that I've been to, but the fact that the crowd at the front, it just looked like it was swarming around everywhere. Everyone was going for it. Also, massive shout out to Louis from Rosellas on keys. Big fan of Rosellas. Really, really good band from Manchester at the moment in time as well. And I think Louis really brought an extra element to the set. I love keys in a band. I've said it quite a few times now. I think keys really brings something extra to a band. And Louis put on a great show, as he always does. Now, let's dive into the set and the set list in a little bit more detail. So they opened up with Icarus, their opening song from the album, and it's a great opening song. It is fantastic. It builds a bit of atmosphere by having the strings sort of open up, and I know they've definitely done that with a view of bigger venues in the future, where potentially they can maybe get some strings on stage. Now, these tour shows are the first ones since the release of the album, I Wonder If the World Knows. And my pick of the songs off that album that I haven't actually heard before is probably Circles. I think Circles is a great tune. After listening to the album for the first time, Circles was my favourite song on there that I haven't heard before, and it was even better live. I thought it was class. Very, very surprised that Circles wasn't actually a single they released. I'm not too sure when they wrote it. Maybe they wrote it quite late, hence it being an album song, but I think it's definitely worthy of being a single. Now, my highlight of the show was definitely Hoping Maybe, and I think it was a highlight for every single person there as well. If you've not seen a video of Hoping Maybe live yet, please search on Twitter, search on TikTok. The whole crowd was singing. They also have their set list absolutely nailed to a T, especially with the 2 short covers that they do from Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Wanna Have Fun, and obviously the Pose, Dirty Old Town. And both of them really set up for really big sing-alongs, which a crowd really love. I honestly don't think there was one weak song in that set list. The only very small gripe is maybe the placement of Valley One. I probably wouldn't have had that first song of the encore. I can appreciate why they did that, because they had 3 slow songs in the set, and if they would have grouped them all together in the middle, maybe would have sort of lost momentum of the set. So I understand why they did it, but for me, I probably wouldn't have it open in the encore. But to then close with Hometown in Sarajevo is just a huge adrenaline hit. The whole crowd was going mental, even around me. As you can see in the video, Jamie had to even tell the crowd, make sure you're looking after each other, because you could see them just swarming from left to right at the front. And to right, should I personally think the 2 songs are 2 of the best live songs in indie music at this moment in time. Hometown for me is my favourite song from the K's. I think they perform it unbelievably well live. It's got huge guitar riffs, it's got catchy lyrics for the crowd to sing along to. What is there not to like about Hometown? And finally, I'm gutted that I'm going to be missing the K's at Victoria Warehouse at their biggest show ever. I know they're going to put on a huge show, and I can't wait to see the videos from there. If this is your first time listening to one of my reviews, please do hit the subscribe button on YouTube or follow me on Spotify, and then you'll make sure you'll never miss out on a future review. Make sure you check back on my past content. There's plenty of reviews, plenty of podcasts on there from bands, from sports stars, from comedians, from online creators. There's literally something for everybody on there. And if you have any videos from a tour, especially in different cities than I saw the K's in, please do send them over to me on social media. Make sure you comment down below your favourite K song and also your favourite moments seeing them live. And I shall see you in the next review. Thank you very much for watching.